Good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to our presentation. My name is Oksana Markiv. I am PhD in Structural, Applied and Mathematical Linguistics. I am Assistant Professor at the Department of Information and Systems and Networks in Lviv Polytechnic National University. Today, I would like to present you our scientific work, analysis of text author identification results based on n-grams frequency distribution in Ukrainian scientific and technical articles. My presentation will take approximately 10 minutes, so there will be plenty of time for questions at the end. I'm going to be focused on such aspects: experimental approbation concerning author style identification in Ukrainian scientific and technical texts, quantitative content analysis of the scientific and technical text based on content monitoring and analysis, web mining and stylometry methods, method of determining the author on the basis of such speech coefficients analysis like lexical diversity, degree of syntactic complexity, different kind of autocorrelation, and methods that are really useful for author identification. Such investigation are possible with the use of the following methodology: mathematical statistics, pattern recognition, probability theory, cluster analysis, algorithm, neural networks, method of author identification, the means of text analysis, authorship identification based on the calculation of any text characteristics, information entropy, Fisher information, distribution function density, DFD in our work of letter combinations of 3 consecutive characters, and apparatus of mathematical statistic linguimetry. Due to increasing distribution of electronic document, there is importance to use automatic methods to analyze the content. The task includes the necessity to classify documents by various criteria: genre, writing format, speech style, and others. The concept of author identification is defined as the process of identification based on a set of features that constitute author style. And this is shown on this slide number 4. This slide demonstrates identification based on distribution function density, DFD in our work. To compare the text with each other, it is necessary to compare the text with some numerical characteristics that were close to text of the same author and would differ from others also. Yes, such characteristics use the DFD of letter combinations of 3 consecutive characters, 3 grams. So it is shown that linguimetry is also widely used in our research branch of applied linguistics that detects, measure, and analyzes the quantitative characteristic of different levels units of language, speech, and such peculiarities of linguimetry are shown on this slide at the end, yes, on the right part. We want to show how to evaluate the speech of author on a particular passage of his work, using, for example, Ukrainian language letter frequencies. And the results of our work is shown on slide number 5, results of letters correlation frequencies of the passages. Graphical demonstration of results are shown on this slide, slide number 6. It gives a convincing answer to the question, which of passages was written by which author. So here there is relative frequencies of letters in the standard and studied passages, relative frequencies of occurrence of the 10 most frequent symbols in standard and studied experts, yes, and relative frequencies of occurrence of 10 most frequent symbols in standard 2 and studied passages 1 and 2. So this slide demonstrates peculiarities of reference text analysis for high quality and effective analysis of content in determining the degree of authorship of a particular person. We propose to analyze the reference text in several stages. The stages shown here: it's linguimetric analysis, stylometric analysis of stable phrases, linguistic statistical analysis, web resource of linguimetric analysis, analysis of science. And here there is algorithm linguistics analysis of the text to determine authorship, and 9 steps. You can be acquainted with it. This slide shows results of linguistic analysis. Here in the article shown more detailed. Yes, it's an example of linguistic analysis application. Here's also a demonstration of results, example of author speech coefficient calculations. So there is lexical diversity, speech connectivity, syntactic complexity, concentration index, incoming data, and calculation. And the second algorithm, stylometric analysis of the text to determine authorship. As you can see, there is 16 different steps, and the results of the study are displayed on the screen. And example of data entry for stylometric analysis. The first slide and the second slide, yes, example of stylometric analysis application results are shown here. So, as it was said before, in order to compose their text with each other, it's needed to compare text with their numerical characteristics based on n-grams. N-gram, as you know, is a sequence of n elements. From semantic point of view, it can be sounds, words, syllables, letters. But in practice, these stable phrases and collocations. And here you can see example of n-gram text analysis application and algorithm number 33, linguistic and statistical analysis of n-grams of text is the following. Yes, it's the step 1 is purify the study text, calculate the number of words. All words the text are translated in lowercase, remove the spaces, and everything is finished by generalized results. Experimental results are shown slide number 13. 3 publications have been compared, and it's visible that article 1 and 2 have been written by one author, and the third one was written by other author. Figures present the result of analysis starting with letter A, then B, and so on and so forth. Yes. According to table figure number 10, distribution of frequencies, part of letters in the Ukrainian language are most often used, others much less often. For the most frequently used letters, the frequency occurrence of 3 grams is used with such initial letters will have almost the same distribution. So it's the main results of our research. Frequencies of standardized and studied passages are shown here. Figures show that low frequency values, so-called noises, are the most common and form the main volume of data. So conclusion is that 3 grams are caused by stylistics of grammar and are not relevant to determine the topic of article. So relative frequencies of 3 gram consumption has been smoothed by such methods because we should omit such noises. There is methods of moving average method, exponential smoothing, and median smoothing. And this slide demonstrates peculiarities of these kinds of smoothing methods and some partly maybe results of our investigation because there are more different more different figures in article. Yes, you can get acquainted with it in written paper. Yes, but so main is shown here: moving average method, exponential smoothing, and median smoothing. Graphical representation of the relationships between 2 study sequences is called a correlation. Yes, follows a scatter plot. The graphical methods provides a visual representation of the form of communication between these sequences, and our experimental results based on autocorrelation are shown here. It's such a choreogram, graph of the autocorrelation function, also called the choreogram. Further experimental research is needed to test the proposed method to determine the style of the author from other categories, scientific, humanities, art, journalism. So this should be our future investigations. Application of linguistic and statistical analysis of 3 grams to a set of articles will allow to form a subset of similar linguistically characteristic publications. So conclusions of our work is that correlation analysis of text author identification results was made based on anagrams in Ukrainian technical scientific text. Also quantitative content analysis of textual, scientific, and technical content. Method of determining the author by decomposition, the basis of analysis of such speech coefficients as lexical diversity, degree of syntactic complexity, and others were made. Such parameters of author style as words, sentences, prepositions have been analyzed. Also, we spoke about relative frequency of 3 grams consumption in the studied text, suggest analysis of the reference text in several stages, and it is highlighted the importance of numerical characteristics that was close to the text, the same author. And it is highlighted that rapid distribution of text documents in electronic form has caused the importance of using automatic methods to analyze the content, including the necessity of documents classification and clustering by various criteria. So thank you for attention.